Well, moderate to heavy rain widespread across central and eastern Kentucky, especially during the morning hours, creating a lot of high water issues. Here's just one example. This is around the Fishing Creek area in Lincoln County, and this was earlier today from Trish Barron. You see the roadway completely flooded, overflowing streams and creeks. And keep in mind, we're a little more than a half hour away from sunset. And that's when it gets particularly dangerous with some ongoing flash flood warnings you see out here into parts of south central and southeastern Kentucky. For about another 4 minutes here, severe thunderstorm warning eastern part of Breathitt County and down into the northern part of Perry County. It's kind of jagged because it's just past the radar site, but a lot of heavy rain. Again, some gusty winds. The lighter shaded green polygons, that's flash flood warnings that go until about 7:30 this evening. From Moorhead running up through Grayson to the state line there with West Virginia, just a solid shield of rain. And then this cluster down here, the second wave moving into Somerset, Jamestown, Monticello. There in Russell Springs in Russell County, they actually had the roof blown off at the Ace Hardware store with that first round that came through a couple of hours ago. This one appears to be weakening out because it's running over an area that's already been worked over a bit. Lexington, we're dry, and we should, for the most part, stay that way. You can see the bulk of this stuff now out into eastern Kentucky. Some organized severe weather down to our south, but this stuff that's in between Nashville and Knoxville, I'll show you this on our Futurecast in a minute. It looks like as the front back here tries to move eastward, some of this may creep into far southeastern Kentucky with some additional heavy rain potential. We've got the flood watch that continues through the evening and overnight. Expiration depends on location, but obviously any additional rain could create some problems. Estimated rainfall really since midnight. Where you see the yellow spots and even some orange, you're working 3, 4, 5 inches of rain. So really some issues here and there. I think our overall severe threat will wind down here shortly. In yellow, that's level 2. The damaging wind gusts primarily confined to eastern Kentucky. Now, the heavy rain, I think, more of a concern more than anything else. Our Bluegrass Pace Care Skyview HD camera network actually checking out downtown Mount Sterling where it's raining and temperatures into the 50s where we have the rain. Now that the rain has ended here in Lexington, we're back up to 60, but you look back to the west here, and that cold front is moving into far western Kentucky. Go from 64 in Louisville to 49 in Evansville to 37 in St. Louis, and that's roughly where we will be tomorrow for our afternoon highs. So we're going to go from one extreme to the other. Spring-like air ahead of the low and the front. Once it clears the area, then we got the cold air coming. So here's your Futurecast, just updated, and you see additional rainfall as we get into the late evening and even the overnight hours. Look at just after midnight, just actually prior to 1 a.m. The front not through eastern Kentucky yet, so 61 in Hazard, but 39 in Frankfort. That rain hangs on for a while, so that may be a little bit of a concern during the overnight. We start out in the 30s, and we are there all day long. And you see a few specks of white and blue, yes, a few scattered snow showers not off the table. The other part of this is it's going to be breezy, northwest winds at about 10 to 15, so you notice the feel-likes. They're going to be into the upper teens and low 20s tomorrow morning, into the mid to upper 20s as the day wears on. We'll start out in the 20s on Saturday morning, but we'll flip the script fairly quickly. Partly sunny as the high goes to our east. That return flow kicks in on Sunday, so we're back into the mid-50s. So this is going to be kind of a one-shot deal into the day on Friday with the winter-like weather. Let's get through the evening with the heavier rain and the flood potential. Got to be out after dark, especially on those rural roadways. Keep that in mind. Breezy flurries tomorrow. President's Day, just an isolated shower or two, and then we climb the ladder again. By this time next week, we're in the upper 60s to right around 70.